Hello coders, I hope you are coding well. In the previous video, we created repository and service methods to get employees by project for manager. And in today's video, we will create manager controller and then we will complete our get employees by project API call. And at the end, we will test this API in the Postman. So let's get started. So in our Spring Boot application, first of all, we need to create manager controller. And to do this, we will right click on this controller package and we will choose a new Java class and we will name this class as manager controller. And after this, we will open project controller. And from this controller, we will copy the annotations of REST controller, request mapping and cross origin. And then we will go back to manager controller and we will paste these annotations here. And after this we need to update the controller URL, and after API slash we will replace the projects with managers. And now we need to inject manager service in this manager controller, and to do this we will use @auto and then we will write private manager service and we will import it from our service package and we will name this as manager service. And after this we will start writing a new method, and this method will return a response entity and we will name this method as get all employees by project. And in the params of this method we need to accept the project ID, and to do this we will use @path variable annotation, and the data type of this will be long and we will name this as project ID. And in the body of this method we will write a try block, and in this try block we will return a response entity, and to set the 200 OK status we will call .ok method. And in this we will use our manager service and we will call a method get all employees by project, which we created in the previous video. And in this method we will pass the project ID. And after this we will write a catch block, and in this catch block we will catch the exception and we will name this as E. And in the body of this block we will write a return statement and we will return a response entity. And to set the status we will call .status method, and after this we will use http status and we will import it from spring framework.http, and we will return the status as internal server error. And after this, to set the body we will call .body method, and in this we will pass exception .get message, and at the end we will annotate this method with @get mapping annotation. And for the URL we will give this as /employees, and after this for the path variable name we will give this as /project ID. And with this our API is completed to get all employees by project. Now let's run our Spring Boot application. And as you can see, our application is up on port 8080 without any errors. And now let's go to the Postman to test our get all employees by project API. And in the Postman for the request type we will give this as get, and then we need to enter the basic URL and we will give this as http localhost colon 8080, and then we need to give the controller URL which is /API/managers, and then we need to give the method URL which is /employees, and at the end we need to give the project ID and we will give this as 2, and then we will click on this send button to call the API. And as you can see we got the 200 OK response, and in the response body we got an array, and in this array we got one employee, and you can see the project ID in this employee is 2. And that's it for today's video. In the next video, we will write the code to call this API from our Angular application.